Welcome back to another Kerbal Space Program video. In this video, I will be teaching you guys how to build a basic plane to explore Kerbin. Alright, enjoy. Well, here we are. We have the Mark 1 cockpit right there. And then we will have the Mark 1 inline cockpit. Then we'll have the Mark 3 cockpit, which is for very large planes. And then we will have the Mark 2 cockpit, which is this one right here. Moving on to our next step. So we'll be just using the Mark 1 cockpit. Make sure your center of gravity and your aerodynamic overlay is on. You won't see the aerodynamic overlay until you have placed some wings. So we'll put 4 of these liquid fuel tanks on, and then I'll merge the 4th one just inside to make it a touch shorter. There are 4 main engines. We have the Whiplash engine here. And then we have the Panther afterburning engine. It can switch between dry and wet. And then you have the passenger jet engine. That is very fuel efficient, not good for going supersonic. And then you have the Rapier, which is pretty good for going to space, like a space plane. So now moving on, we will use the Whiplash engine. We'll chuck that on. And then we'll get our little aviators or canards, whatever you want to call them, at the bottom here. We want to put 1 at the top and then 2 at the bottom. You can press X to make it so there's 2, as you can see right there. And then moving on, we will place the delta wing right there. And as you can see, the blue is right behind the center of mass, which is ideally where you want it to be. Now you want to grab these little ones right here, chuck 4 of them on, and then moving on, we will then put our intake on. So you can put 2 just under the wing, just like that. And then we can also put medium landing gear on. Once you have chucked these back landing gear on, you can then move on to the front landing gear to ideally have it ready to launch. All right, let's get into it. All right, make sure SAS is on so it is easier to control. And then just accelerate, let the plane just move for now, get to around 80 meters per second, and that is when you want to press S to pitch up. As you can see there, we are officially in the air, and if you followed the tutorial good, you should be as well. Alright, so your controls are S to pitch up, W to pitch down. You can use Q and E to roll the plane left or right. And then you can also press A and D to use the back rudder to yaw the plane left or right instead of rolling. Well, hopefully I helped you guys build a plane and start flying through Kerbin's atmosphere. If I did help you build a plane, feel free to like the video, helps me grow, and maybe even subscribe.